everybody. Today, well, first of all, my name is Lindsay Wiessner. I am the spiritual coach and psychic practitioner with New Era Sisters. So with my business, I actually work with individuals to help heighten all of their psychic senses, as well as get super clear on their purpose and what they're wanting to create with their lives and understand themselves at a more holistic, deeper, and spiritual way so that they can show up in their lives and create an impact and not only themselves, but with each of the people that are in their lives as well. So today, I was invited to talk about the 5 clairs and maybe talk about how you discover what your clairs are, what different practices you can do to start strengthening them. And then from there, you can start working on other clairs as well. So one of the things that I think we should start talking about is the clairs come down to having an overall sense of awareness of them in the first place. So what's so common with our psychic senses is because we're so clouded in our everyday life and our 3D reality that those quiet whispers of intuition are typically ignored, or they're not, even have any awareness to them. So the first thing that I would say, and we'll work on later in the class, is I'm going to walk you through a guided meditation. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you become more present in the moment with yourself and help bring up what clairs you're naturally working with in the first place. So first, what I want to do is I want to teach you all about the 5 clairs and kind of explain what they're about. So the first one we're going to talk about is clairvoyance, which is clear seeing. So this one typically shows up as visual imagery or a perception. Maybe sometimes you notice that maybe you can see colors around people or objects or items in nature, as well as precognitive visions. Like, have you ever had a dream with clairsentience? This is clear. This is your clear feelings. So these are your empaths. When you're in a room and you notice that you can naturally pick up the emotions and energies of other people, this one can be really tricky because when you are so sensitive in an empathic way, there are times where you can be having a perfectly great day and you walk into a room and you don't even realize you're picking up the energy of another person, and all of a sudden you're in a funky mood. And that comes down to having that clairsentience, that really sensitive empathic gift. It's also, clairsentience is also very physical. So this one actually allows you to drop into your body a little bit more because your body will naturally tell you what you're picking up intuitively with the clairsentience. When they say you have a gut feeling, that's your body tuning into that natural clairsentient intuitive guidance that it's trying to give you, or when you get the goosebumps on your arm. So it can be very physical in the body. I know that a lot of the times with psychic or intuitive, everyone thinks it's like up here and in the mind, but our intuition shows up in so many different ways. And then claircognizance, this is like your sudden insights. This is the I just know. And it could be something that you've never heard before, that you've never studied before, but you just naturally have this sense of knowing within you. And also, this is like, these are the people that can touch into more, like if you've heard the frame Akashic records, you just have this natural connection to universal source where you can just have a natural knowing of things around you. Clairaudience, so this is clear hearing. So this is like when you typically talk to a medium or a psychic and they're communicating with the spiritual guides that are around you and they're hearing the auditory voices, this is clairaudience, as well as, your inner voice, or you notice that whenever you get signs or symbols, it comes in an auditory way, such as like just the right song comes on the radio in the moment when you need it the most. That's your spirit guides reaching through with to speak with you in a clear audience way. And the fifth one, which is not commonly talked about, this is clear aliens. So this is actually clear smelling. So you pick up on sense, and the senses actually give you the psychic awareness of what you're connecting to in a way. And it's not as common, but I have worked with psychics who will be in a reading with me and they just can pick up on the whiff of, rose, and the scent of rose is like the connection to a certain, guide that I have on the other side. So it's a really, really special and unique gift that you don't hear as often, but it's really, really cool when I get to see people have that one. So that's your overall over the clairs. And so now what we're gonna do, just so that you can get a little bit more in touch with yourself, get present in the moment and get quiet, we're gonna walk through a quick guided meditation. And as we walk through the meditation, once we're done, we're gonna kind of review on what you picked up on, and you'll be able to tell from there what natural psychic senses you have working with you. So I'm just gonna have everyone take a moment. We're gonna get quiet here and sitting up straight in our chair, getting your feet planted on the ground, allowing yourself to feel nice and strong and stable, sitting up straight. And I'm just going to have you place one hand on your chest and another one on your belly. And I'm going to have everyone walk through me with a breathing practice. So this is a box breathing method. So we're going to breathe in to the count of 3, hold to the count of 3, breathe out through your mouth for a count of 3, and hold for a count of 3. And don't worry, I'm going to count out the time for you and walk you through. So we're going to start with breathing in through the nose, and I want to make sure that you really allow your belly to fully expand with the air and allow your body to take in all of the breath that you're bringing in. This is going to help get you grounded and get you super, super centered with yourself. So let's start with taking a deep breath in through the nose, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out through the mouth with a sigh, 2, 3, 4, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4, in through the nose, filling up that belly, 2, 3, 4, holding at the top, 2, 3, 4, out through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Taking in, we're going to go through one more time, breathing in, holding at the top, out through the mouth, holding at the bottom. And now I just want you to start breathing whatever is comfortable for you. And just bringing yourself to be completely present with yourself in the moment. Noticing your breath. Noticing the weight of the chair beneath you. allowing yourself to become completely present in this moment. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to picture yourself walking through a field. Next to this field is a large riverbed of a river with flowing water. Notice what you're seeing around you. Noticing what you hear. You hear the river. Do you hear any birds or animals? Do you notice any smells? Can you feel the dirt beneath your feet? Can you reach out, feel the long strands of grass near the edge of the river? And as you look out beyond the river, you notice that there is someone else there with you. Knowing that you're in a space that is only supporting the highest good for you, only allowing in energies that are of unconditional love, protection, and peace. Go ahead and allow yourself to connect with the presence that is with you in the field. Allow yourself to drop in further. And just notice to yourself what you're seeing. Is it a specific person? Is it a shape? Is there a color? What is the energy it's giving off? Does it feel masculine? Does it feel feminine? Does it feel maybe something in between? So allow yourself to completely surrender and trust yourself of what you're receiving in this moment. And as you're with this presence, take a moment to ask it, what is it that I need to know right now? Just notice how you receive that message. Do you hear it? Do you feel it? Or do you just know? When the message is fully received, express your thanks and gratitude for the wisdom that you've just received and the insight. Watch your guide walk away. Now we're going to start bringing your presence back here to your physical body, keeping your eyes shut. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Another deep breath in and out. Still keeping your eyes closed. Just begin to bring awareness to your physical surroundings. What do you hear? What do you smell? Maybe bring awareness back to the seat that's beneath you. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Taking another deep breath in and out. And slowly open your eyes. Okay, so now what I would like everyone to do is just take a moment and reflect on what you received in that image. And what did you see? What did you feel? Did you hear anything? Did you smell anything? When you were meeting with your guide, was it an auditory experience? Or was it something that was just more of an inner knowing? And just take a moment to reflect on that, just so that you can kind of gauge on where your natural clairs are already at. And you could have multiple, and you didn't even realize that you had multiple. And it's taking that moment to get quiet, and that's when we can really start to recognize and bring awareness to where we are already intuitively connected. And so take a moment for yourself, here in the classroom, at home, write down some notes of what you experienced really quick. And so I'm going to give you guys just like a minute or two here just to like quickly write down what it is. What did you experience? So did anyone have anything that felt stronger than any of the other senses? Did any of them feel more dominant and super, super clear to you versus maybe some of the others? Okay. And was there any that didn't show up at all? And that's perfectly okay too. And so what's great about the clairs is they are psychic muscles. Everybody has the ability to tap into each one of these. It's a matter of creating practices to start strengthening each of the senses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the different practices that you can do to start bringing in and strengthening each of these senses. So for clairvoyance, what we just did with a guided meditation, this is a great practice to start building up that visual imagery. There are so many great guided meditations out there on YouTube, or like you could even find some on Apple Music. And I mean, there's just endless resources. One of my favorite apps that I like to use is called Insight Timer. They have a free one that you can use without buying the actual subscription. Endless guided meditations that you can use, and they have them going as short as 5 minutes. So, I mean, if you truly wanted to build this, take 5 minutes out of your day and practice with those guided meditations. If you're big on reading books, there are those when they read a book, they literally go to a different world and they can visually see everything, as well as sitting with aura perception. This one is you can find a crystal, you can find a rock, you can find a tree, you can open yourself up and consciously decide that you want to start reading and interpreting the colors. But again, it's what I had talked about earlier. It's bringing that conscious awareness to the practice. These intuitive markers aren't just going to happen without being consciously aware of them. Precognitive visions, start to study your dreams a little bit more and have a dream journal. Notice what's coming up for you in your dreams. Are you seeing symbols? Are you seeing things happen, the next day or a few days later that end up being, that moment of, oh my gosh, I've already dreamed about this. Clairsentience, empathic, energy sensitivity, physical sensation. This one can go down as simply as listening to your gut. We all have that. This is very primal. That gut instinct is there to keep us safe. And so listening to your body, listening to your gut, noticing what happens when you walk into certain rooms, when you start to get those goosebumps. Energy sensitivity. Crystals are my favorite for this personally, which obviously you can come into Healing House and grab a crystal, but crystals naturally give off so much energy. And taking a moment to sit with yourself and get quiet and just noticing the vibrations that are coming off of the crystals, because every crystal is going to give off a different vibration. And so that is a really fun, easy activity to do to start heightening up that energy sensitivity and the vibrational frequencies that are around you, to start working with crystals. If you're already noticing that you have those empathic abilities, start becoming more hyper aware of what is it that I'm feeling right now in this moment. Does it feel aligned to me? Or am I picking up on someone else's energy? That is a really healthy practice for all empaths out there, is just becoming more and more aware with your own sense of self and where your energy is at and where your emotions are at, and being able to start clearly setting boundaries of, hey, this is my energy and I'm here to protect it. And I mean, I've had practitioners teach, pretend you're putting on a magical suit before you walk out the door to energetically protect yourself. Whatever it is for you, to start setting those healthier boundaries so that you're not walking in the door when you get home carrying someone else's emotional energy that isn't even yours. For claircognizance, this one, I feel like for me, for me, this is my strongest one, is claircognizance. And it was learning to trust that inner knowing more. And it's really easy to doubt yourself when you get those insights and be like, oh, no, 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 no. This one, I feel like really, really comes down to surrender and trust, and, and trusting when you get those aha moments or those sudden insights. And the more you learn to trust yourself, the stronger this one is naturally going to get. For clairaudience, spiritual communication, inner voices, auditory symbols, notice what songs are popping up around in your environment. This one's like any store you walk into, when you're in the car, I mean, everywhere you go, there's always music playing in the background somewhere. And just notice, what am I receiving from the music that's in my immediate environment right now? And for spiritual communication, just like we did, going into the meditation, putting yourself in that place by the river and calling in the guides. And with the guides, they're great. They want to communicate with you. Your higher angels, your spirit guides, all of them, they do truly want to communicate with you. So if you want it to be auditory, let them know you want it to be auditory, because as you practice with them more, they're gonna want to communicate with you however you're gonna receive their messages. Now for the clear aliens, so for the smelling, what I've noticed is essential oils are a great practice for this. Noticing, what do these different smells tell me? Because smells will tell you a lot about core memories. They're going to tell you about, when you go into different places and you smell different things, they automatically bring up a hypersensitivity within you. So practicing more with smells is a really, really great way to open yourself up there. So for the psychic senses, what I would say is, if you had a dominant one come up, start working with that dominant one more, because the more and more you can work with whichever one came up the strongest for you, the more of that self-trust and confidence that you're going to build. And then from there, you can start practicing all of these other clairs. One of the things I will say is I will send the PDF to be sent out to you guys. I also have a quiz. So if the whole guided meditation thing didn't pull up a whole lot for you, maybe you need to do like an actual quiz. I have a quiz that I created to help get you a little more clear on where your dominant clairvoyance type is. So I will send that over, and she can send that out to you guys, and you guys can take that quiz too and see how it even compares to the meditation, and see what naturally comes up for you. So that is the introduction to the 5 clairs. Very basic beginner, but what I wanted for you guys was just to create that space and that awareness so that you can start opening yourself up to where the clairs are already lining up for you. So thank you so much for coming today. Once again, my name's Lindsay. I'm with New Era Sisters. I will be at some point this year putting out a full class all about this that will dive really deep into the clairs and your psychic senses and knowing yourself at a more holistic level. It's called the Sacred Pathways. I've been working on this course for about 2 years now, and it's got a great workbook with it that will really help you get super clear as to where you're at if you're wanting to dive a little more deeper into your psychic senses. If you would like, go ahead and follow me at New Era Sisters on Instagram. I do a lot of journaling posts. We have a weekly theme that we do where you can dive in deep with yourself and do some journaling prompts. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram, and I'd be happy to chat. So thank you everyone for coming today, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.